Digimon Ghost Game, the latest Digimon anime, is ending in 2 weeks from the date that this video is published. With 2 episodes left, we have yet to receive answers about who the final antagonist is, who the voice sending Digimon into the human world is, what's the deal with the calm black Digimon who have been watching Agumon from afar this whole series. We also have 3 more evolutions for Agumon that we know about from the card game and other merchandising. 3 evolutions for 2 episodes. Is Ghost Game going to get all 3 or save 1 or 2 like back in the day when Adventure 1999 only gave megas to 2 out of the 8 Digidestined? Thought it would be fun to try and answer all those questions and more, so I asked you, the Digimon community, for your predictions on what we can expect from the finale, and I gathered my favorites here to discuss. Welcome to the Digino, you know the drill. Subscribe if you like talking digital monsters and other nostalgic anime from the 2000s, and subscribe so you don't miss my reviews of 66 and 67 the moment they go out in the next 2 weeks. Let's start with predictions about the one who sent us, the voice that's been sending Digimon into the human world. The show kind of allowed us, for a while at least, to believe that the one sending Digimon to the human world was a villainous force. After all, upon arriving in our world, the Digimon it sent were often causing all kinds of problems, from light mischief to world-ending cyber attacks. But recently, I'm not so sure the one who sent us even is the villain. I think there are 2 more characters we'll meet in these last 2 episodes. The one causing the chaos in the digital world, and a more benevolent force, the one who sent us, the voice sending Digimon into the human world, who is trying to offer innocent Digimon a way to escape the darkness and violence of the corrupted digital world by sending them into the human world. So I think the one who sent us is different from the villain. I still have no idea what Black Tailmon's deal is though. I thought with the return of Hokuto, Hiro's dad, in episode 65, we would come to understand his relationship to Black Tailmon, but this mysterious Digimon that we've known since episode 1 was absent all throughout 65. I've always assumed Black Tailmon was on our side, but consider this possibility. A force for good has been sending Digimon out of the world for 67 weeks. Most times that we see Black Tailmon in this show, it's escorting defeated Digimon back from the human world into the digital world, like some kind of prison guard catching an escapee and returning it to its cell. So is Black Tailmon trying to wrangle up escapees and bring them back to the digital world to assist maybe the series villain and cancel out the will of the one who sent us? That would also implicate our team in a way, because Ruli, Hito, and Kiyoshiro and their Digimon have time and time again been assisting in weakening and stopping Digimon in the human world that Black Tailmon would then escort back to the digital world. Then again, based on Digimon Ghost Game's storytelling style, I could totally see the idea that Black Tailmon has been bringing Digimon back to a dangerous world going completely unaddressed, and maybe Black Tailmon is good. Next topic for theorizing, something I've been wanting answers for since episode 13. Let's talk those dark Digimon onlookers who have been stalking Gulus Ending quietly from afar during each one of his appearances. I think the one thing that would legit break my spirits would be if the Black Agumon, Black Arcturusmon, the Black Growlmon just straight up don't come back for the final 2 episodes, or if they don't have a meaningful role. The Blue Swordsman theorizes that they'll actually appear and digivolve to Black War Greymon, Black Mega Gargomon, and Megadramon, and they will help Dilbitmon and Amphimon to defeat Regulusmon and later Arcturusmon. It's a cool idea. Alternatively, I could see a scenario where it's a 3-on-3 between Siriusmon, Diabitmon, and Amphimon versus Black War Greymon, Black Mega Gargomon, and maybe Black Dukemon. That would be cool as hell. But when it comes to that, I do worry how all of this could be covered in only 2 episodes though, because we have about 40 minutes left to solve this dual identity crisis with Agumon and Gulus, to discover who the one who sent us is, to discover the primary threat that is corrupting the digital world. So on top of all that, will we get meaningful screen time for Black Agumon, Growlmon, and Gargomon? I'm not sure, and I'm kind of nervous. I'm also curious about why/how those 3, and Black Tailmon for that matter, how have they been able to stay so calm, whereas we've seen other Digimon go dark recently, namely Rafflesimon and Agumon get kind of black corrupted forms, and they were bloodthirsty killers. Then again, those Digimon were already violent in nature before transforming, so maybe becoming a dark Digimon doesn't guarantee you're like a berserker. But as to why Black Agumon and the others are so calm, Nagato Yamio had an interesting theory revolving around Black Digitron and an immunity of some kind. Quote, "What's interesting is that by what I've read, Black Gargomon and possibly Agumon are carriers of Black Digitron and are immune to what I believe is responsible for the corruption which have affected Agumon, Rafflesimon, Kuagamon, and Brachymon, etc. Yeah, I'd love it if in the end Black Agumon, Black Growlmon, and Black Gargomon have been essentially on the side of good and have been monitoring Gulus because they understand this monster to be the biggest threat to the digital world. Nagato had another theory I wanted to cover, mainly this second half. Black Gatomon will be one half of the one who sent us, aka Mastemon. Mastemon is an interesting contender for a final villain character reveal, being a fusion of Anjuamon and Lady Devimon. It could be the one sending Digimon away to safety and the one one corrupting the digital world. The only problem I have with this theory is that Digimon Adventure 2020 kind of had something similar with the split personality villain, unsure about how to govern its own world. We learned in that show that the digital world itself was kind of the hero and the villain. It had been rebooted countless times, and prior to the events of the show, it hit a crossroad and asked itself if it wanted to keep rebooting or just stop entirely. The will to continue found power in the human children we know as the Digidestined, and the will to end found negative power in the internet. Point being, the prior Digimon season we just watched already did kind of the split personality existential crisis villain, so while Mastemon would be cool to see in Ghost Game's animation, I'm not sure I want to do that same story theme again in Ghost Game. On the topic of darkness, villains, let's talk Gulus Gamamon and his remaining evolutions. From the card game and Vital Bracelet, we know that we still have Gulusmon, Arcturusmon, and Proximamon, with those first two being dark mirror forms of Gamamon's Ultimate and Mega, and then Proximamon being described as this strange fusion of Siriusmon and Arcturusmon. Taiko Dama predicts what will trigger Regulusmon will either be Hito and Co. getting severely hurt by Bloom Lordmon, or one of them, like Espimon or Black Bergermon, dying from saving one of them from a fatal blow, akin to what happened with Bokomon in episode 13, which will then initiate Regulusmon's rampage. That's interesting. The idea of recreating the scene from episode 13 where Bokomon sacrificed itself in front of Gamamon's eyes is really neat. I hadn't considered that the one thing to cause Gamamon to snap may be seeing another ally either perish or come close to perishing. Susavina says Arcturusmon could be the end boss. Hey, it could be possible that Arcturusmon is not a form Gamamon has to evolve into in the next couple episodes, but maybe Arcturusmon already exists in the digital world and has been waiting for Gamamon/Siriusmon to return to it. Maybe it's like a Piccolo and Kami situation from Dragon Ball. These two entities used to be one and the same, aka Proximamon, but perhaps they were split into two beings, with Gamamon, the pure side, being delivered to the human world in episode 1 to keep the pure good and pure evil sides of Proximamon from ever reuniting. Only problem with this theory is that Gamamon can't really be pure good, since he has the ability to become Gulus Gamamon, which we've seen 4 times. But there's something fun about this theory. I don't hate it. Mika Price offers some copium for all the fans out there. Hiro Amanokawa, the Jet Black Tamer. Then we get an official announcement of Ghost Game 2. Similarly, Token Duelist hopes that they're gonna make us think Ghost Game is over, end on a cliffhanger, and then announce a sequel. But I just don't see it happening. Still, never say never. We'll know for sure in 2 weeks, I guess. Reef the Leaf wants a season 2 as well, but more importantly, they point out something that was on my radar as well. Once Hito, Ruli, and Kiyoshiro went to the digital world in 65, their friends, Nomada and Riku, if I'm not mistaken, they revealed that they were listening in to the conversation. Hokuto, Hito's dad, looked at them and then got this strange smile on his face like he had an idea. I don't think this means a season 2 is coming, but I think in the finale we could see their friends. It could be a thing where each of them gets Digimon companions and we get this kind of coexistence theme at the end of the series, since all of Ghost Game has been hinting that Hito and maybe Gamamon 2 are the bridge between the worlds. Trackstyle, who runs a really fun Digimon channel if you're interested in more Digimon YouTubers, Trackstyle suggests in the second last episode it just focuses on the internal struggle between Siriusmon and Gulus Gamamon. We'll see Siriusmon transform to Regulusmon and fight Jellymon and Angoramon. During the second half, Regulus digivolves to Arcturusmon and is defeated. Then they think in the final episode we see the real final villain. Gulus Gamamon no longer exists and Siriusmon can take his true form and digivolves to Proximamon. I hadn't considered that Proximamon could ever come from Siriusmon after Gulus Gamamon is removed from existence. I always got the feeling that Hito and Gamamon would have to grow to accept the Gulus persona rather than eradicate it, and that by accepting every part of Gamamon fully, only then Proximamon would come to be. So I'm not sure that Gulus will ever really go away. I think we'll just have to accept this part of Gamamon. A couple more theories that are mostly jokes, but actually kind of have good points. What about Moon Millenniummon? Lost in Translationmon said the only thing they want to see is something with Moon Millie. Please don't let it be nothing. It's going to be incredibly disappointing for me if Moon Millenniummon's crystal has nothing to do with how this show ends, and if Hito really just took that crystal at the end of 61 because he thought it looked pretty. We saw him staring at the crystal in 65, but in the context of the episode, nothing really mattered. He was just kind of watching his Digimon buddies sleep, Gamamon, Espimon, and the adorable Moon Millenniummon, I suppose. So if Hito having the power to control space and time literally in his back pocket ends up playing no role in these next 2 episodes, it'll be quite disappointing. So I think we've covered a lot of the big theories and unresolved plot points in this video. Going into the finale, did we forget any major unresolved story beats? And if we did, definitely comment them below and how you think it might get resolved in the next 2 episodes. Thanks so much for watching, for coming along on this Ghost Game journey week over week for the last year and a half. There are 2 episodes left. You know I'll be here. Can't wait to see how this all plays out. For better or for worse, we're here. We made it to the end. Have a great week. See you in the next video.